Oh, he's trying to escape. Look at him go.
Looks like we're talking about Golb today. Now, Golb is an incredibly powerful entity, one of the most powerful deities within all of Adventure Time, and this is due to the fact that he represents two key aspects within the multiverse, with these two aspects specifically being chaos and discord, and because of this, he is incredibly powerful. He is present where all chaos is, and as long as it exists, he will exist. Now, here's the thing, he is incredibly similar to the Lich in this regard, which is the fact that he continuously embodies a particular aspect of the multiverse. However, his is far more powerful due to the fact that chaos is everywhere. And one thing you'll quickly realize as we continuously go over him is that he and the Lich have various things in common, things that you wouldn't actually entirely expect. One thing that I feel as though a lot of people don't mention enough is the fact that they continuously work as if they are machines focusing entirely on their own aspects. You see, the Lich's entire existence is based around mass death, and if ever put into a situation where he is unable to kill people, he will continuously lay dormant until given an option to do so. However, the thing that differentiates the two is the fact that the Lich has pride, biases, as well as various aspects that make him more quote-unquote human. Golb has none of these things. He does not plan, he does not strategize, he does not think about his next move because that would have some level of harmony to it. He is instead a literal walking calamity. The very ideas of caution and planning are nowhere in his realm of thought. He causes destruction and chaos wherever he can, whenever given any kind of option to do so. And nothing says this more than his actions on Mars. You see, at one point in time, he had attacked Mars. Now, what exactly led him to do this, whether or not he was summoned there, whether or not he was just floating nearby, is unknown. But regardless, he was directly behind a lot of chaos here as he attacked the planet and destroyed everything, exterminating hundreds if not thousands of Martians and being the personal individual who killed Margles, Magic Man's wife. Now, here's a fun fact about Golb. He was the personal individual who killed Magic Man's wife, Margles. However, he did it in a very unique way. He devoured her. Now, this is an incredibly powerful as well as interesting ability that Golb possesses. Anything that he devours, he possesses the ability to erase them from existence. And when I say that he erases them from existence, I really do mean it. Every single timeline, the past, the present, the future, every single alternate reality, every single alternate timeline, every single dimension, every single version of them dies. After a person is fully erased, the only thing that remains of them is the memory of other individuals. Additionally, once a person is erased by Golb, there is no way to bring them back. They are gone forever. Even individuals such as Prismo or other divine entities are unable to bring them back to how they were. Even their soul is completely destroyed as they cannot be found in any dead world. However, speaking of abilities, this is only the tip of the iceberg. Like I said before, he is the literal incarnation of chaos, and because of this, he has pretty much every power under the sun. A couple of abilities that he has shown that he possesses, such as creating an all-eroding breath, being able to melt people's flesh in an instant and immediately merge them together in order to create nigh unstoppable monsters. It should also be noted that the chaos that he continuously oozes out through his creations as well as himself is contagious, and anything that is normal that touches it will immediately find itself being taken over. Additionally, his very presence is terrible for any planet that he's on, simply due to the fact that his very existence will actively cause harm to everything there. Also, as I said before, he is not trying to do any of these things. All the abilities that I just listed off are simply things that happen by him breathing and being in the presence of other normal creatures. Now, you may be thinking that that's absolutely crazy, and honestly it is. The fact that a simple creature with no intelligence possesses this much power is absolutely insane. However, just because it's not intelligent itself doesn't mean that it doesn't have any outside influence, because it does, and this represents itself in the Scholars of Golb. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act as though I know everything about the Scholars of Golb, because I don't. As of right now, it's pretty much just a drop plot point that the Lich pretty much talked about in one of his last appearances, at least before Distant Lands. However, that being said, I do believe that this plot point does still have some pretty interesting information, considering that the Lich himself was a part of this group. Now, going by this information, this would actually be incredibly interesting, because this would mean that the group, the Scholars of Golb, was primarily created out of primordials and incredibly powerful entities. Now, obviously, these individuals were not his actual servants. As I mentioned before, Golb does not strategize, nor does he fraternize with pretty much anybody. But there's definitely some meaning here, especially if we were given more context considering the sheer lack of information we have. I really hope that they come back to this plot point one day, especially with a mini-series, hopefully. Now moving on to the delicious gravy, potatoes, and everything else that is delicious, let's go ahead and talk about what happened with Betty Golb. Now this is interesting because never before have we seen someone just flat out become a god in Adventure Time, at least not from my memory. And sure, people become cosmic entities every now and again, such as New Death, Mr. Fox, as well as various other individuals. However, we've never seen someone take on this much power. Now here's the problem with mantling a cosmic entity. Whenever you basically do that, you pretty much put yourself in a position where eventually you will be consumed by the responsibilities of that particular entity. This is what happened to New Death, this is what happened to Mr. Fox, and eventually it's probably going to happen to Sweet Pea as well, even though he's a bit of a different scenario. But the point is, these cosmic entities do in fact have a job to do within the multiverse, and they can never just go away. This is why you can't just wish these entities away. You can't get rid of their essence. They have to continue existing. So it's possible that after she ended up taking them over, utilizing the crown, it's possible that she will eventually be consumed by the chaos and eventually become just another version of Golb. Now the reason I believe this instead of her just living a happy life is due to the fact that, again, she represents chaos and discord now. She can't simply just remain dormant forever. It's like the Lich. No matter how long you continuously try to avoid him or just flat out stall him, even if you do so for 1,000,000 years, eventually he has to come back, as he is a fundamental part of the multiverse. The multiverse would not function without him. There's also how she leaves after taking over Golb. One thing that a lot of people tend not to realize is that she immediately leaves and teleports herself to the Void, the one location where his powers are limited. If Golb was truly gone and there was no hope of him ever returning, why would she separate herself to such a massive degree, or rather not just teleport herself to a distant world? In my opinion, I believe that this is possibly due to the fact that she knows that the guy's going to come back eventually and she won't be able to control him forever. There's also the fact that if she's consumed by the chaos and Golb pretty much is able to become the main factor again, if he retains that intelligence, he will easily be one of the most destructive creatures in all of creation. So with that thought in mind, her teleporting herself to the Void where pretty much nothing will come into contact with her is actually a very smart decision. However, it's only a delaying factor. Anyway, that's all I got for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. If you have a good idea for a video, leave it down into the comments below. And as always, thanks to my Patreons, Daniel Turp, Going to La La Land, the Monomics Sailor, Christopher Alvier, Jakaya Pippinger, and Jay. Again, I'm so sorry. If I'm saying it incorrectly, please message me directly. Don't feel as though you have to donate, but the Patreon description is down below. You get tons of benefits such as a Discord role, tons of bonus content, as well as longer content, though as the moment I haven't really been able to upload as much as I would like, simply due to the fact that I still rely on ad revenue from my basic videos. Also, the Cosmic Weirdo tier get their own videos, although I should mention that these are videos that are shorter. I'm not doing full-length videos. If you want to do something like that, you got to commission me personally. Anyways, I won't keep you, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye.